The morning of March 12, 2021, chaos at the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization in Mando area of Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria. The night before, armed gunmen popularly known as bandits had stormed the tertiary institution, abducting 39 students. After initially releasing the students in batches, the bandits eventually released all the students on May 5, 2021. They spent 55 days in captivity. It's been over 2 years now since that incident happened, but the school has not remained the same again. Some of the affected students did not return to the school. Many have now abandoned the hostel.
To some of us who have opportunity to interact with the bandits during the process of negotiation for the release of our children,
Friday, Sani's daughters were among the 39 abducted students back in 2021. He says even though one of them has come back to the school to complete her studies, she's yet to recover from the traumatic experience.
She came back one day and told me that, Dad, we got a news that spies came and they learned there are those that spy for bandits to the school to come and spy the environment and see if there are area they can pass through to take students. So the first thing, I was in Abuja when she called me. I now quickly told her, please go back home and be coming from home to the school for the meantime. And out of fear, I started sorting for off-campus until something dawned on me that there is need for me to look for the advice of the management of the school. When I got there, they told me that there won't be any reason for me to fear, that I should allow her to return to the hostel. There are staffs living in the quarters there, and the hostel is just very close to staff quarters and all of that. So I came back telling her to return to the hostel. It was a battle. I said, Daddy, I know what I'm going through. If anybody just managed to knock my door, I jump from bed. So that I now told her, okay, what you do, this is the school, this is where your counselor is. Always meet your counselor for more counseling processes and other things. And at the end of the day, she's okay. And in few, maybe by next year, she'll be graduating. Now, the fear in educational institutions generally is that we don't know when this will stop, though it's minimal now. As at the 2021, it was high. It's minimal now, but nobody knows the next dimension that they may come. That is just the truth about it.
Just as the country was coming to terms with the brazen attack on the College of Forestry, another attack happened at Greenville University, a private university also in Kaduna State. Armed bandits attacked the school on the night of April 20th, 2021, abducting at least 20 students. 3 of the students would later be killed before the bandits freed others months later after collecting ransom payments. Today, the school is like a ghost village, completely deserted. The institution has now relocated to a temporary campus in the city. It's difficult to tell when academic activities will resume at the permanent site here.
So now, insecurity has forced children and parents in the first place not to even allow their children to go to schools that are not secured. Insecurity has also put fear in the minds of the children that even if they are allowed to go, they don't know what is going to happen. So sometimes they just look for some flimsy excuse and don't go. Then insecurity have successfully shut down schools in many villages. And you know, like the Chibok girls who were about to write exams and the evil people came. Now these ones, it is not even about exams. The school have been shut down. Some have relocated to nearby places, but only children of serious-minded parents. But the larger population, it's like, okay, you've helped us, not going to school. The only challenge they are facing now is that, okay, there is no school and there's no farm also. Because as schools are shut down due to insecurity, people cannot also go to farm due to insecurity. And then hunger is hitting them at home, and it's forcing them to go into so many things that you cannot even imagine.
Scared of coming under attacks as well, some other schools in remote locations in Kaduna, like this one known as Faith Academy, have shut down and moved their students, leaving behind massive edifices.
One will wonder why the students become the target of banditry and kidnapping in Nigeria, and that also is now weakening the educational standards. It's now discouraging people. A situation where you get admission, you are now afraid of going to the hostel. Rather, you have to look for house around that institution or around the institution. Then, by that, coming from the house to the school also is even a problem, because you have to be looking left and right, not knowing who is the next person to you. These are issues, these are challenges that we are having. Entering vehicle to travel to Bandogri for maybe studies, or maybe going to Adamawa, going to Zamfara, so going to Sokoto is now becoming a problem in the nation. So the only thing that we see also parents doing is to look for an institution close to them, whereby they can just maybe, while going out in the morning, they will drop their child and return the same child. And you know that a child that is not within the school premises may lack concentration, and by that, you may not come out well as expected. So these are challenges that we are facing, or the education is facing in Nigeria now, that students no longer have confidence, unlike before, where you will send your child to a school far away from you, and you sleep with your two eyes closed that he or she is secured. It's no longer like that. So these are the challenges that we have in the educational sector now, and it's not helping us.
Bethel Baptist High School, also in Kaduna State, is now one big deserted community. On the night of July 5th, 2021, several gunmen invaded the school and kidnapped 121 students, taking them into the forest. It would take several months and millions of naira in ransom payment before the bandits would release the students. The last student in captivity only just got freed November 2nd, 2023. 2 years and 4 months after the mass abduction. But since that incident, the school has been abandoned. The management now uses a temporary location for the school.
You needed to see this place before now, okay, or maybe before the incident that happened on the 5th of July 2021. This place was so clean, so tidy, so a very serene environment for one to be. But now you can see how it has become so bushy that a lot of the places had to be converted to farms to reduce the bush. You've gone around, you've seen the football pitch, how it has been converted to a farmland. The all other courts have been converted to farmlands. All these are just to make sure that the place is maintained, to reduce the bush. It has affected education, particularly the school. A lot of money was spent that we cannot actually say the amount that was given to the bandits, how the staff also suffered, how everyone, in fact, most of the students, some of them didn't come back again. They went to schools, not that were not actually their first choice. Some, I cannot say whether some finally become dropouts or whatever. For let's say, example, one of the students that has not yet come back, what do you think happened to his education? He does not continue with education. Now he can be classified under dropout. So that's part of the effects. Security has become so devastating in our nation that education is receiving its own quota of the effects of this insecurity.
We spend gathering money and getting support from spirited individuals, huge money. I can quote that we spent over 250 million naira to get those students of Baptist High School, Kujama, to